Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube tutorial. So the topic that I'm going to talk about today is very critical for people who are looking at analytics jobs. Now, how do you spot analytics jobs which are really relevant to you based on your experience, whether it's in a startup or in a more mature company? So those are the few points that I'm going to discuss today in this particular tutorial. So let me share my slides right away. So there you go. So first thing that you should that you could possibly look at is those companies which are in seed stage or startups which have zero traction at all. They either do not have any funding already, or they have up to about 750K of funding. So those are the companies which should be looking out for demand generation, lead generation, marketing kind of analytics roles. So you could be looking at sales and marketing channel analysis, where you would really be looking at how do you increase lead generation, how do you reach out to more and more of target audience, and how do you cut and slice and dice the segment, the target, and how do you optimize reaching out to those target audience to get a sale. You could possibly even look at developing the product that the company has. So you develop it and then you would test it out. And if you find flaws, you would probably, develop, try and plug those flaws. And then you would develop new product and you build on the analysis of building a product. So typically these kinds of roles are not advertised. So you would have to look at the incubators, the startup forums around, and see if there is anybody who's looking at hiring someone for an analytics job in a startup kind of an environment. The second are those companies which are essentially on early stage with little traction, with which they would have got about 500K to about $1 million of funding up until now. So they're essentially in so the kind of work that you could potentially do are on growth, market, content analysis, and all of that. So you would know that by this time with that kind of funding, they would possibly have hired a few resources, and they also have made a few sales. So there is some traction. So you would possibly look at planning, analysis of resources, probably financials, probably even how you could optimize the marketing spend, so the ROI of marketing spend analysis. How do you generate content and measure the content? What kind of content works? What kind of content will work on certain marketing platforms? And all of that. So you would look at you're trying to analyze those kinds of measurements in your role as an analytics guy in that particular company. The third are those which are on the early to mid stage with decent traction, which possibly would have got up to about $5 million of funding. So they are into product analytics. So by now they're slightly more mature. So they are not trying to build on the product or the service delivery. So how do you offer better products to the customers, or can you customize the products for different target audiences? How do you do the feasibility studies of those products, and how do you acquire more customers, activate them, retain them, bring in referrals, and hence you can get a sizable revenue for your business. So that's what you're going to analyze in your role in these kinds of early to mid stage companies. The fourth are those companies which are in the middle stage with significant traction, with large user base who possibly have got over 5 million to about $30 million of funding. So they are looking at your knowledge on software tools. How do you understand? How much do you understand the software tool, analytics tool spectrum in the industry? The best softwares, the category 1, category 2, category 3 are the worst software. So what kind of knowledge do you have in those softwares? So you essentially going to be the decision maker with the ability to and the authority to purchase the right tools, the softwares to be able to work on different departments or different categories of the business using those softwares. So you have to prove your value to the leadership team, because chances are that you would essentially be working with the leadership team almost every other day, and you have to prove to them that that's the value that I'm bringing to the entire company and of course the team. And fifth, you look at it's time for specialization. So these are the companies which are in the late stage with about 100 to 300 employees, about 30 million plus kind of funding. So you were no more a startup. So you are drifting away. You've drifted away from the startup. The company has drifted away. So you look. So the company would also have a national presence. So not just in one city in the U.S., but it could be in multiple cities. So you probably have to do business analysis there. So that's the kind of role that they would be looking at, and you must have the necessary relevant experience to be able to do that. So you're essentially building specializations across different verticals within the organization under the same industry category. So you have to have that kind of expertise to be able that you bring to the table, and you offer that kind of significant value to the organization. The last are those which are absolutely very advanced stage, and they have over 500 employees. They are beyond Series C funding, and you at this point in time the company is into management. It's consolidating. It's probably expanding into multiple geographies in multiple countries. It's a growth stage. You're looking at the operations, you're looking at the logistics, the marketing, growth, and all of that. So that's a strategy you're building. You're doing analysis on that. And here you're pretty much like a C-suite in the organization, and you have you are expected to have the know-how to of building those aspects, elements for the company in multiple countries. So you would typically have worked in the past with a similar kind of on a similar kind of a role in a similar industry potentially. So you're looking to expand globally and global markets, and what are the entry barriers, and how do you enter different markets. All those kind of analysis are what are expected from you if you are looking for this kind of role. So these are the 6 different roles that you could potentially be looking at, and try and target, try and size yourself up and see where you stand, and how do you try and reach out to those companies so that you can potentially pitch yourself to get a job in those companies of your choice. So that's it, guys. So it's a wrap. So my name is Saurabh Mukherjee. As you know, so I'm a digital technology and marketing leader with about 20 years of global experience. So I will leave behind my LinkedIn URL in the description below. You could connect with me. You could even get a copy of this tutorial and subscribe to the newsletter. A link to that will also be there in the description below. I do work as a consultant with various companies, and if you are looking to engaging me on your business marketing technological challenges, please tick yes on the third field of the form of subscription form, and I shall reach out to you soon. So that's it, guys. So please like my video, please share my video with your colleagues and other people who are in similar industries. please subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you very soon. So that's it, guys. So I will be back with my next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.